There you are. How are you doing? This is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Welcome in. Not live today, I'm afraid. So please comment away, share your opinion. Just know that I won't be able to respond to you immediately because I'm recording this a few days in advance here on the Good Ship Sobriety. So today, I wanted to talk about this email that I got from a member of my online quit drinking program. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there are supposed quit drinking programs everywhere now. Even on TikTok, I'm seeing teenagers, kids, whippersnappers offering to help people quit drinking. And I think, yeah, okay, that's good. That's laudable. It's a noble quest. But some of these kids, they're too young to really understand what a drinking problem is. You know, everyone went through a phase of heavy drinking in like college and university. Not everyone who goes through that becomes a problem drinker or becomes an alcoholic. Just because you drank a lot at college doesn't mean you understand the intricacies of problem drinking. And I hear them quoting me. I hear them using my terminology without crediting me. Like there's kids talking about how you escape the attractively packaged poison. I'm like, hey, that's my phrase. And how would you know? You're 10. So just be careful out there, because we live in this very strange age where everyone's an expert now. And I think there's a lot to be said for having been there and done it and struggled. Anyone can read a book on addictions and then declare themselves to be an addiction therapist. But unless you know what it feels like to be stuck in that loop, to spend years of your life trying to escape this very devious and evil drug, then all you've got is platitudes. All you've got is nice words. I think it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I see lots and lots of experts popping up offering the solution to alcohol. And that's great that the world's mindset is changing. But, I'd say the average age of the people who do my course is late 30s to mid 40s. So how can you expect a kid of, 19, 20, 21 years old to understand what it feels like to get out of your 30s and into middle age and suddenly discover that you're hooked on this thing that you always thought was a social pleasantry? So good luck to them. I hope they find a niche that works for them, but just be careful where you get your advice from. There's nothing that beats experience, in my opinion. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. Let's get into this email from Alex, who's a member of my online coaching program. Hi. Member here with a question. I started your program, but failed for a few weeks. Feels like I'm done with it once and for all. But I do have a question. How come one reaches a stage where you can drink as much as you can possibly muster and still feel nothing at all? Not drunk. I know this is my cue to quit. I'm just curious how this works. Thanks for your program. Best regards, Alex. All right, good question. And of course, this is all about tolerance. And it's something that happens that people just dismiss. They don't, like with everything else with alcohol, this is like getting stuck in quicksand. And with alcohol problems, things happen so painfully slowly that you don't really pay attention to them. That's why this drug is so devious. Think about it. If you developed all of the problems that you get from problem drinking in the space of 1 week, how many people would be problem drinkers? Not many. Because you'd be like, whoa, that escalated quickly. That stuff's dangerous. And you'd stay away from it. But because it takes years and often decades for real significant problems to start to appear, it's like water torture. It's like boiling a frog. You don't notice it. And this tolerance question is really important because when you first started your drinking career, it would take a sip of your dad's whiskey and you were plastered. It would take 1 bottle of beer and you were hammered. You would struggle to get through half a bottle of wine and you'd be on your knees. And that's deceptive because you look around the room and you see the adults and you see the problem drinkers drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. And you think to yourself, how did they do that? It tastes so horrible. It makes me feel so ill. I will never be like that. They obviously have a major problem. And it's that deceptiveness that you assume you will always stay at this level, and you don't. It doesn't take very long, months, before you get to the point where what once got you drunk now doesn't touch the sides. You can't even feel it. This is why you started off with all good intentions to drink socially, to drink in moderation, to have a glass of wine with dinner. And you know what? Back in the day, that was more than enough. Got the job done. Fast forward 5-10 years, and now a bottle of wine doesn't take the edge off. You're opening the second bottle of wine because the first one hasn't hit home. This is the danger of alcohol. It's this tolerance, because the drinks manufacturer's only defense to selling a product that kills its customers is if you use it in moderation, you're fine. Knowing full well that problem drinkers lost the ability to drink in moderation years ago. So you get to the point where you need ever increasing quantities of poison to feel it. And this is how it starts to destroy your body and your mind and your life and steal everything from you. Because now, 10 years later, for you to get buzzed, for you to get that sense of euphoria that you used to get from 1 bottle of beer, it costs you $30 in alcohol. It costs you $50 in alcohol. And there's a great example of this being played out. Back in the day, I'm going back 20 years now, there was a UK soap opera actor who got stopped by the police for drink driving, for a DUI. And he drank something like half a bottle of vodka. And he went to court. But instead of just accepting the charge, he decided to defend himself. And his whole case rested upon the principle that half a bottle of vodka to him was nothing. He said to the judge, I know it sounds a lot, but for me, drinking half a bottle of vodka makes no difference at all. I'm such a seasoned drinker that I can drink half a bottle of vodka and be completely coherent, logical, and intelligent. And would you believe the court even did an experiment? They had him drink half a bottle of vodka in the courtroom and then stand up and demonstrate how coherent and sober he appeared. Now, he didn't get away with it. He didn't get away with it, but a lot of people would argue he got a massively reduced sentence. And while that was good for him and that it helped him in his court case, it's not really good for him because the only thing it demonstrates is that he has such a high tolerance to alcohol, he now needs to drink a bottle of vodka to get drunk. That is severely dangerous territory. So the tolerance, Alex, that you refer to gets incorrectly labeled in this strange world that we live in. Men, particularly, gets stamped with the badge of honor that says he's a real man. He can handle his drink. It's a badge I used to wear myself with pride. People used to talk about Craig, man, don't get into a drinking competition with you. He'll beat your hands down. That guy's a machine. That guy's an animal. That guy's a beast. I had all these macho alpha labels because I could drink a lot of poison. It really shouldn't be seen like that. It should be seen as the opposite. A tolerance for alcohol should be seen for what it really is. Evidence that you are a long way down the rabbit hole. And if you keep going, you're going to reach the end. So that's it, Alex. It's not a good thing. And if that's you, if you're emailing me because you're one of those people that can drink tons and not feel the effect, then see this as a wake-up call. See this as the moment you go, okay, I need to start taking this seriously. Because you are doing serious damage. And the only thing that will help you now is to get this poison out of your life for good. Thanks for watching, folks. Hopefully see you live next week. Don't forget, if you are worried about your drinking, go to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and sign up for the next free Quit Drinking webinar. Have a good weekend. And it's the only drug on planet Earth that when you get a problem with it, they blame you and not the drug. That doesn't happen with any other substance. If you think about it, cigarettes. You tell someone you're addicted to cigarettes, they don't go, oh, you dirty smokeaholic. You're a broken, weak-willed smokeaholic. You're going to be a smokeaholic for the rest of your life. They don't do that. They don't give you that label and say, well, that's it. You're broken forever now.
I really consider this because it's different. It's different to anything you can find out there, and it gives you real mental freedom from the clutches of alcohol.
I had an email about 6 months ago from a lady. She said, I was thinking about joining your course, but then I've just seen that red wine is good for your heart. How do you defend against that, Mr. Stop Drinking Expert? Yeah, it must be true. I said, well, the defense against it is not true. And that's the biggest defense you can always have.